Hi, hello, welcome. I'm Ruth, and we will be chatting about the Second Chance convenience store. This fictional story takes place in Korea, but not only does it take place in a convenience store, it does follow our characters into their home and their everyday lives. So I would categorize this book as a slice of life book. And the author is also Korean and it was translated. Similar to Mr. Kim's convenience store, but I think this book has a little bit more charm than the show. Of course, the shows are not related to the book, but something similar I think would be Mr. Kim's convenience store as a TV show. So we follow a couple characters who work at the convenience store. So Mrs. Yum, she is the owner of the convenience store and she is getting older and it's getting harder to run a convenience store because of all the competition that's happening around. So there's new convenience stores popping up at almost every corner. And if you visited Asia, you'll know there's almost a convenience store. That's why it's convenient, but there's always a convenience store easily for you to find. So she's having a hard time. And she used to be a teacher, and somehow she's just really good at judging people or just sensing someone's vibe. And so she needed another worker to work at the convenience store. And she somehow makes friends with this homeless or unhoused person and gives this person a second chance. First thing, wow, that's very trusting of her. I don't know if I'd be doing the same thing, but I think that's very noble and trusting of her. So this man, he also has some principle. While homeless, he doesn't take advantage of her. So, for example, he'll come by the convenience store to purchase things that are gonna be expired, and the boss, Mrs. Yum, she would want to give him like the freshest food. So, like, I think little gestures like that really show a person's character, and I think, you know, generosity that isn't forced, right? Like Mrs. Young wants to do this. And so some of the other people that work at the convenience store are very confused by this because it's not really a typical situation you'd find yourself into. But I really do like the message that it this book has because I love and you should be giving second chances to people. Of course, how many chances it might take for someone to change, I don't know, because it could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, multiple times that you have to forgive someone before they start learning. So it kind of just depends, right? It's a double-edged sword, but I do think that we all deserve a second chance. So my favorite character, Mrs. Yom, and the unhoused person, just because they have this mutual respect for each other, and just the way she speaks to her employees with respect. So one of the quotes that I love from her is about being a good boss. So here it is. Um, it's not just because I'm a Christian, it's about doing what's right. As a boss, you have a responsibility to your employees. And there's just this quote also reminds me of a Bible quote in Galatians 6:9, where it says, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." And I love that Miss Yum has this mindset of just being a good boss because who wouldn't want to work for an awesome boss? Like she looks out for her employees. She makes sure that, or she tries to make sure that everyone's happy and heard. And again, what more can you ask for in a boss where she respects the employee, but also tries to challenge them at the same time? So, I mean, I would love to work for Mrs. Young if there is a chance. Another quote that I wanted to share is by an employee that uh, Mrs. Yam hired. And through working at the convenience store, she also learns some pretty good work ethic. So this is a quote here. Maybe the key to helping people was to approach them more slowly, more patiently. So this quote to me, you know, when you are training someone new, you have to keep in mind that they are not aware of any acronyms or jargons or whatever um, nuances and procedures yet at a company. And so as we train new employees, we have to keep that in mind. And part of it is, yeah, maybe it's speaking slowly, not going through things so fast because maybe you think it's not worth your time, a waste of your time, or they should be picking things up quickly because you also picked up things quickly. And so I think we should have some grace, especially for new employees, really taking the time to really train them up well. Now, on the flip side of that, of course, it's also on the new employees' side to take initiative on their own, right? Take initiative with projects, take initiative with doing things. Also, if they can't remember things, maybe they need to write things down to solidify that in their head. If you have a new employee that you've trained, let's say multiple times, but they keep coming to you and asking you the same question, then that might be on the employee side now, right? Where are they not listening to you now and things like that. So it's a double-edged sword in that sense, but I think it's a good reminder for all of us. If a new employee comes, let's have the patience and grace to train them up so that they are ready and trained for success. What I disliked, so I personally did not dislike anything in the story. I really liked it. This book was only 196 pages. So very easy read to get through. And I love that you are able to kind of connect with the characters, even though there's not a lot of pages. So I like that a lot. Um, Disliked, I didn't have any dislike, like I said, but I think maybe thinking from somebody else's perspective, it could be, I wouldn't say repetitive, but more so like there's nothing really crazy going on in this story. I wish there was more uh, extreme like vindication from the characters or something like that. And when I finished reading this book, I thought it was a good, realistic ending, realistic outcome of what has happened, because that's what a slice of life is. Like, not everyone's gonna have like a crazy epiphany or anything like that. It's just, this is the way life is, and that is the consequences or the results of my actions. And so that's how I think of this book. And so some people personally may think this book might be boring, and that's okay. But for me, I didn't think it was boring at all. Lastly, before I wrap this video up, the book also mentions about I don't know if it's a book, but it's called Midnight Diner, and it is on Netflix, so I checked it out.
一日が終わり、人々が家路へと急ぐ。
So the premise of the show is this diner is open from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. And the patrons who come in, if they ask him to make something and he has those ingredients on hand, he will make it for them. And I like that because the show really emphasizes a lot on the cooking. So like they do a lot of food shots, and then some of the food that he makes for the patrons, it brings back memories from their childhood, or it's a way for the food to give therapy for them, and gives them warmth and comfort. And I really like that message as well. And then at the end of each episode, they'll do like oh, if you want to cook this, some tips on how to make it better. So I really like that a lot about this show. It's not that long, it's about 20 minutes, so it was a good to check out. While I do like that you get to know a lot of the characters, it does become repetitive in the sense of like new patrons come, he cooks for them, and then you get their backstory. So that's the repetitiveness of that show. But I wouldn't have known about it if the convenience store book hadn't even mentioned it. So I love learning and discovering new things. So the show I would rate, I think, a 3. It's The way they act is very cartoonish, very animated. So it makes me think it's like an anime, the way the actors act, but it's a live action, real people. So I didn't like that much of it, but the idea, the story behind it was great. So 3 stars for the show. And then the book, I'll also give a 3 stars. Please let me know your thoughts. Did you like this book? Didn't you like this book? Who is your favorite character? Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Happy reading.